Good morning. I'm Caryn with Social U. It's time for What's Up Wednesday, where we come to you live once a week, Wednesday mornings, 10 a.m. Central, to talk about social media marketing, social media tips, tricks, and trends. Yeah, all that stuff. Digital marketing too. This last month, we've in university this month we've been talking about SEO. So we've done a little bit of that in our monthly Wednesdays on our Wednesdays, but we've talked about keywords and recycling and really basically the truth about SEO. We did that a couple of weeks ago. Today, we are going to talk about how to monitor your brand. As a business owner, you really need to be able to know, you need to know what people are saying about you personally and your brand. So, we're going to talk about some simple ways for you to monitor that to make sure that what is said is positive instead of negative. And I'd love your suggestions for next month. We're working on our content calendar for September. I'd love your input. You guys tell me what you want to know for next month, and we can get right on that. But let's go ahead and get started. Let's jump in. First and foremost, you have to think about personal versus business. My name is very unique. So if I set up an alert for myself, that's easy enough. But if your name is, Tina Jones, that's a more difficult name to monitor. So you have to be sure to monitor your company's name as well. So just a side note, you need to make sure your personal brand is up there with your business. One way to maintain personal branding is through LinkedIn. It is the professional version of social media. It's where most professional people will look up you personally to get information. So if you haven't updated your LinkedIn in a minute, or it doesn't look like you want it to look, it's not really saying what you need for it to say. That's important. That's the kind of thing that you need to correct to make sure that you're putting your best foot forward. So let's talk about monitoring your business. I know you guys know what Google Alerts are, so we're going to start there. Google Alerts are alerts you can set up. You get email notifications sent directly to your phone for specific phrase. The name of your company needs to be a Google Alert. Your name needs to be a Google Alert so that you can kind of keep up with it. Now, depending on the name of your company, if you share that name with other people, which is why it's so important to have a unique company name, it makes it easier to monitor. So Google Alerts is a free and easy way for you to monitor. Okay, here's the drawback to Google Alerts. If it's common terminology, you're going to get buried in emails. I get all the notifications for, well, I don't, because again, my name is pretty unique, but if it's another Caryn, Caryn, I get those notifications too. I don't get very many because there's not very many, but you kind of see where I'm going with this. So you have to make sure that you set it up correctly so you're not literally buried in emails. Number two, and there's a free version of this. There's a paid version that's a lot, but the free version will totally work for what you're doing. It's called TalkWalker. It's a way for you to stay on top of your game and protect your brand from reputation damage by following every mention through TalkWalker. You can monitor your brand across not only social media, but websites, blogs, forums, social media channels, all with this one tool. You can set up a free alert to get updates in your inbox. It's much better coverage and filter and customization than Google Alerts. So if you're looking for a free tool to monitor across everything, I highly recommend TalkWalker. It's a great one to have. Number three, any social media platform, but specifically Facebook, tags and mentions. Anytime you log into any of your social media, you need to check your mentions on there. You need to check mentions on Instagram and LinkedIn. Anytime somebody is tagging your name, you need to go look and see why. Spam is a real thing. There are people who will tag you for the wrong reason. And if you're tagged in something that's illegal or pornographic, obviously you're going to want to remove that tag so your name is no longer associated with that material. But also if it's negative, years ago I was working with a client and she had an entire blog written about her that was terrible, not true, but terrible, and we didn't know about it until I came across it searching for reviews for her. So it does happen. It's virtual networking too. Yeah, 100%. Laura, it is virtual networking, so you have to stay on top of that. So anytime you log into any platform, especially if you don't have TalkWalker set up, check the mentions to make sure whatever people are saying about you and your brand is correct. You can also use a tool, Hootsuite. Their dashboard is very comprehensive and it's free for the first 3 platforms. So I'm not big on Twitter. I don't do a ton on Twitter, but I want to know what people are saying about me. So I have my dashboard set up to feed me the mentions. So you can set up an entire dashboard that just feeds you mentions on Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, any platform, and you can do it for free for the first 3 platforms. So if you know you're going to look at Facebook every day and you're going to check those mentions every day, then set it up for platforms that are you're not going to check on the daily, something like Twitter. So it's easier for you to find that stuff. But posts and like Facebook, on Facebook, that search engine bar, when you type in whatever you're looking for, it gives you tons of choices. It gives you pages, places, people, groups. You can look at all those things, or you can look for any single of those things. So you want to look for posts that mention your name specifically or your company's name. And I would also look for mentions in groups, because you're a lot less likely to find those just on your regular daily journey than you would, find if it was connected to your profile, let's say. So tags and mentions on Facebook, but specifically on all social media platforms. Okay, number 4, the Facebook search bar. I got ahead of myself a little bit. The Facebook search bar is, again, very robust. It has the ability to search specifically on pages or places or people. That's the kind of thing you want to look for. And I will tell you, as a little side note, it's a great way to look for content for yourself for later. If you're looking for a specific topic like social media, I could put social media in and look at specific posts or specific groups and get some really good content ideas. But it's also a great way to monitor. Number 5, search hashtags on Instagram and Twitter. Not everybody is built like TikTok. So on Instagram and Twitter, the hashtag matters, and they look at the entire hashtag, versus YouTube, which looks for the keyword, whether there's a hash in front of it or not. So if you're going to search on different social media platforms, you want to do keyword searches on something like TikTok and YouTube, but on Instagram and Twitter, you're going to have to search a hashtag. So we hashtag my name. So I check that, pretty much on the regular to make sure that it mentions me in a positive way. And if it doesn't mention me in a positive way, I can deal with it and do some damage control. And then number 6, mention is there's a free version of Mention, or you can pay $29 a month. Okay, what is it? Mention enables brands and agencies to monitor the web, listen to your audience, and manage social media. It allows you to connect with brand advocates and reputation management. So it's a little bit more robust of a tool than TalkWalker, and it allows you to connect with influencers in your industry based on those keywords. So you can connect with a brand advocate influencer and do reputation management with all of Mention's comprehensive features. Influencer marketing is one of the best offerings. It's unique to Mention. I'm sure there are other apps that do it, but this is the one that I'm most familiar with. This tool lets you identify powerful voices in your industry, again, influencers, who can boost your marketing efforts. And it can help you connect and nurture those relationships with those people so that you have the ability to use them for your own brand to make, positive impact on your own brand. It can also track brand awareness, sentiment, and reputation of your brand or your competitors. So you can set up a tool where it monitors you and your competition. And the analysis tools can help you sort positive from negative comments, so they're not all mixed together. You can relegate them so they're easier to manage and maintain. And of course, it makes it easier to identify a problem when it's pre-marked as negative. So, I'm always, I think that's the human nature. You're going to want to go see the negative before you see the positive. I think that's normal. So that's it. These are very simple tools that you can utilize immediately. It won't take a ton of effort, and they're there's a free version of all of them. Again, I like free. So just a quick recap: Google Alerts, which is great, but it's so comprehensive. It sends you every variation of the phrase you put in, which can be a little overwhelming. Number 2, TalkWalker, free, and it monitors across everything. It monitors social media, blogs, websites, very comprehensive tool. Number 3 is Facebook tags and mentions. Number 4 is the Facebook search bar, and you can literally substitute social media for Facebook. So Pinterest tags and mentions, or YouTube tags and mentions, or the YouTube search bar. You see where I'm going with that. Number 5, hashtags, specifically on Instagram and Twitter. Those are your 2 biggest hashtag platforms. And number 6, the tool Mention. Again, there's a $29 a month tool, but there's a great free version too. So if you're interested in kind of monitoring positive and negative Again, I think it's normal to want to see the negative, and it allows you to kind of keep up with your competition and connect with influencers in your industry. Then mention is the way to go. You guys, we will be back. We will apparently not near caffeinated enough because talking is hard for me today. We'll be back next month. I would love to know what you want to hear about because, we try to answer your questions. I believe there's no way around doing a live presentation on the Facebook changes. I have had so many complaints and frantic questions lately because people are having difficulty editing. Facebook is inflicting not just business suites, which is bad enough. They're inflicting this horrible meta stuff on us, and it's made everything so much more complicated. I mean, even going in there to do a page change, add myself as an admin is painful. So painful. We're definitely going to need to make some videos on how to with some of this stuff because your settings are in a different place and editing, it's all in a different place. Ugh. So settle down, Facebook. Seriously, they got to make everything hard. So that's where we are. Maybe next month we just need to do technical stuff with Facebook all month long because sure, why not? I mean, it's very frustrating. And if you're frustrated, you're not alone. Everybody's frustrated, but we'll fix it. We'll get there. That's what we're for, is we go through this stuff and figure it out so you don't have to worry about it. You guys, I'll be back next week. Same bat time, same bat channel. We will post the schedule, the calendar, let's say schedule. The calendar of topics. Yeah, Laura's agreeing with me. My team, there's no love for, I mean, I realize I'm streaming live on Facebook, but it's not my favorite platform. Don't tell Zuck. Okay. It's just complicated. They've overcomplicated the thing, and trying to keep up with the Joneses. Yeah. Complicated. So we'll be back next week. We'll get that calendar posted on our Instagram, everywhere in the next 3 days so that you guys can know what to expect. But if you have any requests, let me know. I'm always happy to integrate content. I'd love to integrate your questions into our content. So if there's something specific you want to know about, please let me know. 100%. I cannot tell you, Lisa, how many frantic texts and emails I have gotten in the last, let's say, just week. I ran into a customer out this week. So she couldn't even edit a post. One of the words was in the wrong place and she wanted to edit it and she couldn't, and she's an admin on her own page and couldn't go in there and do it. They have made it so incredibly difficult. So yeah, I think maybe some technical how-tos are in line or in order, let's say in order. And if I don't do it live, I will definitely do the recorded version just because I think everybody needs to know how to do some of these edits. And they're so bad, so bad. The updates are just, ugh. Okay. I don't want to beat a dead horse, especially on the platform that the horse is being killed on. So let me stop there. Say anything I can't come back from. You guys, thank you so much for joining me. I will see you next week. Until then, I'm Caryn Taradas and I'm here to help. Thank you.